You are now listening to the smooth sensations and high vibrations of Alex, host of the best relationship channel on YouTube. Alex, drop them gems on us.
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Alex. Shout out to the Elite Fleet. Make sure you like and subscribe so you can become a member of the Elite Fleet. And we're gonna do a reaction here to Wallo giving tricking dating advice, talking about some this is how you sweep a woman off her feet. And we outside recording this one because it's a nice day out here. I don't know why it's such a nice day out here. We're like 4 days from Christmas. It should not be this nice outside. I don't know what the hell is going on. We on the East Coast, so it should not be this warm outside. I don't even have a coat on, and I'm 100% fine. This is not good. All right, the coronavirus didn't take us out, but something's probably coming. I keep telling y'all we in Babylon, all right? The Antarctic is melting. The North Pole is melting. Maybe that's going to be what takes us out, all right? Maybe North Pole going to melt and release some other type of disease. Or it's going to melt and Godzilla going to wake up and Ghidorah going to become unfrozen and the dinosaurs going to come back and they're going to take us out. I don't know what the hell is going on, but I know the weather is crazy. But anyways, let's get back to the point because it ain't about the weather. It's about Wallo. And the issue is this generation is built way too much on tricking. All right, and before anyone says it, I don't want to hear that it ain't tricking if you got it, or it's only tricking the broke people, because that's BS. Let me tell you guys something. If you're rich, there's a difference between rich and wealthy. I've talked about this in other videos before. There's old money and new money. Old money does not respect new money because new money doesn't have longevity. New money hasn't proven it can last. New money's family doesn't have a name. Y'all not the Buffetts. You know what I'm saying? So what happens a lot of time is, almost always when you hear it ain't tricking if you got it, it's from someone who has new money. All right, so it's from someone who's like a celebrity of some sort, right? So somebody who's probably an actor is probably coming from someone who's a musician, someone who just started a small business, you know, someone who just became a CEO for the first time in their entire damn lives, or someone who's a social influencer. You know, it's usually coming from something like that. You know, somebody who's just now gotten a lot of money. Their family ain't never had no money. They ain't never had no money before they landed whatever gig or did whatever. And this is why most of those people go broke. Again, look up what amount of rich people usually go broke. And you usually see small business owners whose business is blown up. They don't know how to manage the money. Athletes, musicians, social influencers. These are the type of people you also see blow their money. Why? Well, not solely because, but one of the reasons is they think it ain't tricking if you got it. They don't understand the difference between being rich and wealthy. Meanwhile, wealthy people, when their family name matters, when they have a history of old money, when you are Rockefeller and such, and your whole family has a lineage of money, you don't just go out here just tricking like that. You don't. As a matter of fact, most of the time, old money usually has arranged marriages. My multi-million-dollar clients, most of the time, they already know who their son or who their daughter is going to marry. It's written already. They're not going to let you bring some bum that you found on the street who had a connection with into their goddamn family, and they got millions upon millions of dollars that they've had for all time. No, because they're going to mess it up. So, again, this video ain't about that either, but I'm just saying, I really hate the term it's not tricking if you got it. Yes, it is. It's still tricking. And you got it for now. And we don't know how long it's going to last if your ass is out here tricking. But that's neither here nor there. The problem with, maybe my biggest issue with these tricking dating devices is just like, I come from an era, and it's not even that long ago, but I'm the type of millennial, like when I was in college, for example, man, from 09 to 14, when I was in college, we did Netflix and chill. A first date for us was Netflix and chill. A first date for us would be, maybe we went to TGI Fridays and caught a happy hour or something like that. You know, like I'm not from the era where a first date was an opportunity to trick. Like, you're supposed to be getting to know each other on the first date. You don't even know who this broad is. She don't know who you are neither. Nowadays, when I see Gen Z talking, I mean, these girls got y'all, my Lord. You need 6 figures. You got to have clout. You got to have all this extra stuff. And dudes like Wallo not helping the situation by setting these types of examples on how to sweep a woman off her feet on the first date. You ain't got to do all that. Like, y'all all messed up. These women telling y'all I want to go to a 5-star restaurant. I want to get flued out. I want you to pay my bills on the first date. Like, that's crazy. Like, we need to really get back to the basics. But anyways, let's break down how Wallo suggests that you should trick off on your first date. All right, let's get straight into the reaction.
You really want to knock a woman's socks off and have her like just crazy about you? You're gonna do this. You're gonna do these 3 stops. You're gonna take her grocery shopping. Number 1, let me give you the game about grocery shopping. When you get in there, you're gonna get 2 cards, say, baby, go crazy. She gonna be like, what you mean? Just go ahead. You got the joint, you gonna tell her go crazy. She got kids or something, she gotta get the zooms and wham and snaps and juicy juices. Well, you might be in line or you might be standing, she might be waiting on the joint, you stand behind to grab a kiss on her. I mean, let her know. You just give her the Amex when she get to the register. Babe, let me take this, I gotta do this. Let me go grab that. She's like, oh my God, he didn't give me the card.
All right, so problem number 1. You don't ever give a woman your Amex card on the first date. You don't give a woman any of your cards on the first date. That ain't happening. That's way too much. That's not happening. First of all, if you give her your card on the first date for anything, it doesn't even matter what it is, you're going to have to give her that card every single interaction after that. Even if y'all in the crib, she going to be like, let me see your card, I want a DoorDash. Let me see your card, I want to order Total Wines. She going to get 16-something bottles or whatever the case may be. You're setting the expectation of, I'm a wallet right from jump. She's going to save you in the phone as house re-up. When I need some groceries, when the baby's hungry, when they need some milk. Then you talking about a single mom, or she might have kids or something. Why would you give a single mom your Amex card? Her baby daddy ain't give her no damn Amex card, bruh. You ain't gotta do all that. You don't have to do all that. Now, I will say this, to be fair. Taking a woman to a grocery store in and of itself is not a bad thing. All right, now, for those of you who follow the channel already, y'all know I usually say by the 3rd date, a woman should be whipping you up some food. Because 1, you want to see how she living, but 2, you want to see if she can cook, right? And then 3, you want to see if she's willing to serve, right? So taking her to the grocery store isn't a bad idea. I usually leave it on the women themselves to go and buy the ingredients and whip up whatever it is that they want to whip up. But it's not a bad idea to take them either, because you can learn a lot about a woman from where she chooses to go grocery shopping. For one, like, you got certain types of women who they go into Whole Foods, they go into Sprout, they go into Harris Teeter, they go into Trader Joe's and, stuff like that. Then you got the other women who, these women, they go into Save a Lot. These women, they go into Shoppers. These women, they go into Aldi. All right, so you got 2 different type of women. All right, you also have 2 different type of women in the ingredients that they buy. You got some women who buying real ingredients. They buying celery and chopping it up. They buying the carrots and chopping them up. They buying the potatoes, roasting them joints, peeling them joints, and mashing the potatoes they got themselves. They buying steaks from the butchers. Okay, they getting their ground beef from the butcher. They getting ducks. They getting chickens, all types of stuff. Then you got the girls who they gonna go in there and they getting boxed macaroni and cheese. They getting vegetables out the can, which is so damn high in sodium, and ain't no point in eating them. All right? Then you got some chicks who going out, they buying the beanie weenies. Right? So you can learn a lot about a woman by where she grocery shops, what she's grocery shopping for. You can tell pretty much what you're dealing with right off the back of that. So taking her to the grocery store, especially if you want her to cook for you, like I said, I usually like to leave them to their own devices on that. But you can learn about a woman. For those of you who've been subscribed to the channel, y'all know all my women, they cook food from scratch. Every woman I date, I make sure they can cook from scratch. So they buying real butchered meat. They cooking real vegetables, not out of the can. They baking apple pies from scratch. Like, those of y'all know that. So if you want to know ahead of time what type of female you're dealing with before you even get to that point, you can just go with them to the grocery store and you'll pretty much know what you got. All right, but usually that's why I leave them to their own devices with that, because I'm not about to go in there and buy canned nothing. Once I see a can, I'm like, you can't really cook. I don't even want you to cook for me. Like, we Gucci. You can just stay where you at. I'm not buying you anything. That's why I leave them up to their own devices. But that in and of itself, I don't think it's tricking. It's the fact of giving them the Amex card that I'm like, bro, why would you give them the Amex card? Again, you're going to get saved in the phone as the re-up. That's not a good way to start the date, but let's continue.
Usually where a grocery store at across the street is a gas station. Mm-hmm. Take over there, fill a tank, 93. Fill it up, my man. Mm-hmm. 93. Then after that, you take it to a woman's playground. You take it to Target. Take it there, go crazy.
Okay, again, more tricking. Why would you take her to get gas? Why you gonna fill her gas tank up? First of all, you just took her grocery shopping. That's your deed for the day. That's it. Y'all should be going home and cooking the food. Why are you paying for her gas too? Now you're paying her to be there. So you were already getting shaved in the phone as house re-up. Now you're getting saved in the phone as tank on E. At that point, you saying, I appreciate you just showing the hell up, so let me pay for your gas since you drove out here. Your presence is a present. You gotta respect yourself more than that as a man. She ain't do you no favor by showing up. She should be happy she showed up, especially since you brought her goddamn groceries for her hungry ass kids for whatever dumbass reason you decided to do that. Then he's like, oh, you gotta take her to a woman's playground, which is Target. Target, okay, or Target, whatever you want to call it. It's a whatchamacallit, is a low-level women's playground. Let's just call it a spade. Now, that's not to say not some high-level women won't go to Target. You can get a lot of stuff at Target. I'm not saying that. But that's not something that I would consider to be a woman's playground. Target? And again, you just brought her groceries. Now you're about to trick off again and take her to Target. Then he want to say he want to take her to go get her car detailed. Fellas, don't do that. First of all, this is another gym. This is another vetting gym. A woman's car tells you a lot about the woman. All right? A lot of women got dirty-ass cars. Chances are they have dirty-ass cars, they have a dirty-ass house. If they have a dirty-ass car and a dirty-ass house, they probably have a dirty-ass V-Box. That's a gym. Someone timestamp that for me. So instead of taking her to get her car detailed, you need to be trying to walk past her car. This is why a lot of times on our first date, I'll walk a woman to her car because I want to see what the interior of that car looks like. That's another thing that's gonna tell me a lot about the woman. Is she keeping her car clean? Is it all cluttered? Is there shit all over the place? Does she look like she live in this car? Maybe she does live in the car. Who knows? But I'm not taking her to get her car detailed because I want to see if the car is already detailed before she gets there. Does it have to be spick and span perfect? No. But again, I've seen a lot of women's cars and they're dirty as hell. So that's actually a vetting tool that I use. If I pay for her to get her car detailed, I can no longer really use that vetting tool. But anyways, let's continue. Let's get ready to wrap this up.
After you leave Target, you know where you're going? Taking it to get that car detailed. You can't run into one woman that been on a date like that. Because I'm telling you, they never, that's 4 stops, bro. And guess what? When you leave and she cooking that salmon with that rice or whatever she cooking, she thinking about you. Because that whole freezer got your name all over it. When she crack open that soap, you bought that. When them razors or that near to clean her legs and all that stuff, you did that. If you gonna go to Chanel and buy a bag, you know, if you buying a real one, you 5,000 in.
5 in.
You could buy a little small one, 3,000 in. That's the same price point. It's lesser than that.
Yeah.
That whole place, and I just said that whole Go Crazy package right there, that's under 2,500.
So this dude talking about, so when she make that salmon and rice, she gonna be thinking about you. So he went and took her grocery shopping to not cook for him. Yeah, man, like the simpery is way too high in that. It's way too high in that. Even everything, think about, we gotta really read between the lines of what this man is saying. Oh, when she cook her food, she gonna be thinking about you because that freezer is you. You know, when she put on that soap, she gonna be thinking about you because you brought that soap. You know, so when she's shaving her legs, she gonna be thinking about you because you brought that mirror. Yeah. Everything she utilizes in her daily living activities, you brought. So you're getting remembered for being a trick. You're getting remembered for the re-up. You're getting remembered for, I need food. I need gas. I need soap. My kids is hungry. What would you do if your son is at home? You're not getting remembered because, man, that man was dope. He made me laugh. Man, that man taught me something I never knew before. Man, I had so much fun with this guy. Man, I learned how to participate in a new activity, or I gained me a new skill, or anything like that. You know, you're getting remembered because I need some shit in my house. Let me call this simp. This simp will buy me all the stuff. Why would you want to be remembered as that? And then he compares it, well, you getting a woman a Chanel bag, it's even more expensive than that, or at least the same price. You know what I'm saying? At least the same price. But I'll even say this, and no, you shouldn't get a Chanel bag either, especially on the first date. I mean, at that point, when you're spending that type of money, dudes who get women a Chanel bag are smashing that night. Most of the time. All right? Or that's their girl. Dudes ain't just buying you a Chanel bag like, oh, okay, go home with that Chanel bag. Like, what are you talking about? That's their sugar baby. That's their trick. That's their shorty or something like that. But again, besides the fact that they getting some ass, they paying for the transaction. They're not just paying to impress the woman. If you get the girl a Chanel bag, all right, you don't have to get her nothing else. You buy a woman a Chanel bag, she not saving you as, he gonna buy my groceries. He gonna fill up my tank. He gonna feed my kids. He gonna buy me soap. You brought her the Chanel bag. She know what that is. That's like flying her out. She know what that is, right? She get fluid out, she get clapped. She get the Chanel bag, she get clapped. You are literally like welfare, basically, at this point. You telling dudes to basically be welfare. Be that dude she call whenever she need anything. And you can't even call her, you need no ass. She didn't even give you a hot meal, and you think that that's a win? Now listen, I understand some of this was probably fictitious, right? He's probably trying to be funny. But this is the problem. There's so much simpery being put into young men's heads. It's crazy. And it's not enough real being put into young men's heads. When you go on a first date, yo, like I said before, I'll say it again, y'all should be having fun and an activity. You should be putting her in a place to wow her with your personality and your masculinity. Like I said, pool, axe throwing, darts, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that, something real active. You can put your personality on it. Hell, even if y'all go to a paint and sip, that's even cool. But the whole perspective should be you putting that personality on her. You dropping that knowledge on her. You letting her know that you're just a dope, cool, individual, masculine man as a whole. That's what the first date should be centered around. The most simple you should do is picking her ass up and then dropping her back off. And then you can go ahead and pay for the date as well. But you should not be dropping bands on any woman on a first date. If you dropping bands, she's supposed to be giving up that ass. Otherwise, you hustling backwards. That's just me being real. I know some people going to be in the comments, oh, that's not right, Alex. That's just me being real. If I'm dropping bands, you're supposed to be giving up that ass. There's women on Twitter selling ass for $200. You want me to spend 2 stacks for you to go home and cook salmon and think about me? Bruh, you could take a woman to play pool, lace her with some game about investments, lace her with some game about life. You know what I'm saying? Make her smile and make her laugh a few times, and she'll be thinking about your ass all night. She'll be in the bedroom like this, her feet kicked up. Girl, I had a great date. Like, you don't got to do all that. All you're going to do, remember it by, is the re-up man. And you don't want to be saved in the phone as the re-up man. And we don't need more men telling dudes, oh, get your money up, get your clout up, so they can spend it on these females who don't deserve it. Y'all don't even trick on the right type of woman. This dude talking about a single mom. You don't trick on a single mom. Like, y'all messed the game up. Now y'all got it set up whereas every woman thinks she's supposed to get money spent on her. Every woman is not even worth that. All right, and one woman said, this real man stuff, this is providing. Providing is for a girlfriend or a wife. I repeat, providing is for a girlfriend or a wife. You don't provide on a first date. That's tricking. All right, that's insecurity. That's basically saying my money is all I got, so I got to use that. And I'm going to end with this. A lot of dudes don't like dating women with money because women with money can't be moved by this. A lot of dudes have no personality. A lot of dudes have no masculinity. That's why they tell you to date down so you can impress a woman with your money. But once you learn how to get your personality and masculinity up, you can impress any woman, whether she got money or not, because you're just a dope individual. And it's nothing in this world more irreplaceable or hard to find than yourself. I repeat, the only thing in this world that's irreplaceable and hard to find is you. There's no other you. So your personality is always going to outweigh the money. Plenty of dudes got money, but there's only one you. Only one dude who can make her smile. Only one dude who can make her laugh. Only one dude who can really teach her something. Only one dude who she has fun with, who's a vibe. Your presence is a present, and never forget that, y'all. I am Alex, and I am out. Peace.